All right, let's talk about something that pretty much every business deals with. You're swimming in data, but you're still desperate for clear answers. Today, we're going to break down how you can take all that digital noise and turn it into something that actually helps you grow. Let's dive in.
It all starts with a really simple but super important question. What's the real difference between someone who just walks in the door and someone who actually becomes a loyal, paying customer? A lot of people run on gut feelings here, but let's be honest, guessing is a pretty expensive way to run a business.
Well, here's the thing. The real answer, the one you can actually build a strategy around, it's already there. It's hidden inside your own business data. The problem for most companies, though, is that all that information is a complete mess. It's scattered everywhere, in spreadsheets, payment systems, booking software, you name it. Trying to get a straight answer is next to impossible.
So what's the fix? Well, you've got to bring it all together. And this is what that solution looks like. A single, unified analytics dashboard. Think of it as a command center for your entire business. It pulls all those scattered bits of information into one clear picture. No more hunting around in endless spreadsheets.
Okay, so the very first step to getting that kind of clarity is to actually see the entire customer journey. For our example today, we're going to look at a dental clinic. We want to map out that whole path, from the moment someone first walks in the door to the point where they become a trusted, repeat patient.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting because it lets us see the very beginning of that journey. The chart on the left, that's tracking new patient signups over time. And the one on the right tracks the total number of visits or walk-ins. By just looking at these two side by side, we can immediately tell if our growth is coming from brand new people or from our existing patients coming back.
And that brings us to this really important number, 2,271. That's how many repeat patients this clinic had in just 1 year. See, this isn't just foot traffic anymore. This is what we call conversion. A repeat visit means that patient trusted the advice, they liked the service, and they came back for treatment. That's the difference between a visitor and a customer, right there.
But wait, we can go even deeper. This is brilliant. It shows us how to find our most valuable people. Each one of these little dots is a patient. We're looking at how many times they've visited versus how much they've spent in total. See those dots way up in the top right corner? Those are your VIPs. Now the clinic knows exactly who to focus on with things like loyalty programs to build those relationships.
So once you get a handle on your customers, the next logical step is to figure out which parts of your business are doing the best job. This is all about finding your top performers. That 20% of your effort that's driving 80% of your results. Let's take a look. This chart right here is a perfect picture of that 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, in action. The tall bars on the left, that's just a handful of the clinic's branches. But that blue line shows you that they're bringing in almost 80% of the total revenue. Instantly, management knows which branches are the superstars, and they can decide where to invest more or what to copy for other locations. And from that big picture view of the branches, we can zoom right in, all the way down to the individuals making it all happen. This scatter plot looks at the staff. Along the bottom, you've got the total revenue a doctor brings in, and on the side, you have how many patients they saw. This is how you find your star players.
And looking at that reveals something so important. There's a huge difference between a high-volume doctor and a high-value doctor. You see, some doctors are incredibly busy. They see tons of patients, but they actually bring in less revenue. Then you have others who might see fewer people, but they're doing higher-value treatments and making more money for the clinic. The takeaway here is crucial. Being busy does not always mean being profitable. And knowing this helps the business reward the right people.
So, this is where the whole story comes together. It's not just about collecting data or making some pretty charts. The real goal here is to take those insights and turn them into actual impact by making decisions you can be confident in because they're backed by data.
Suddenly, the dashboard isn't just a dashboard anymore. It's become an answer machine. You put all your business data in, and it cuts through all that chaos to give you clear answers to the questions you're asking every single day. The whole operation shifts from guesswork to clarity.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Well, it really boils down to a pretty simple 3-step framework. First, you have to unify all your scattered data, get it into one place. Second, you visualize that data so you can actually see the story it's trying to tell you. And third, you use that story to make smarter, faster decisions.
And that just leaves us with one final thought. Every single business, I don't care if it's big or small, has data. The real question is, what incredible story about your business, about your growth, about your next big opportunity is that data just waiting to tell you? Thanks for tuning in.